So the next thing we're going to look at are true and false values. And probably the easiest way to do this is just open up a terminal and start the Python Interactive Interpreter just by typing Python. And then, okay, so the first value you look at is true. It returns true. And then we look at false. That returns false. And so what are our true and false? Well, let's see. True plus 0 is equal to, oh wow. And then false plus 0 is equal to 0. So true is actually the value 1, and false is a value 0. And you can kind of see this by doing something like true plus false plus 42, and you get 43. So you really did the same thing as 1 plus 0 plus 42. So true and false effectively are 0 and 1, but they're treated specially by Python. And one way we can play around with this is by using the Boolean conversion function. So this is just like, you know, your int or your float or your string or your list conversion functions. If I put in Boolean of 1, I get true. If I put Boolean of 0, I get false. But what's interesting is if I put Boolean of 1, 2, 3, 4, I get true. And if I put Boolean of any number that's not 0, I will get true. So really, the truth is that Python treats anything that's not 0 as true and 0 as false when it comes to numbers. Let's see, what if I did 12.34? True Boolean of 0.0. False. So any 0 value will be treated as false. Everything else will be treated as true. The other thing that we can look at is an empty string. That is valued as false. And if I put any characters in it, if there's any characters at all in it, it's true. And the same thing happens for any kind of sequence. So here's an empty list, false, bool, and then if I put 1, 2, 3, it treats that as true. So any sequence, if it's empty, is false, and if it's anything other than empty, is true. And that includes strings. So that is the nature of true and false in Python. Basically, just remember 0 is false, and an empty sequence of any sort is false. Everything else is true. And that will be useful when we go into conditionals and loops. Thank you.